You really have to have the humility to learn what's going on here. You can't sit here and pretend like you know everything. The first task that we got assigned was try to stabilize the powerhouse, because we had just put in this new large recovery boiler, Project Phoenix. We couldn't really get to a point where we had stable operation, which is really the point you need to get the gains from the bet that we placed at putting all the capital into that boiler.
I want to see all these young guys come in and be successful, no matter what role they're in. If I'm not leveraging my experience and my time here to help the mill and other people be successful, then my experience and my time really doesn't mean anything.
I didn't really have all the process knowledge that Wayman has, in fact, not even close. But what I did have was process control skills to be able to program the programs that they needed to automate.
If Trey was not in the control room, he would be trying to optimize based on trends, and it would be very limited. But being right here with the operator makes all the sense in the world, because you're able to mitigate problems at a much faster rate. Every operator has an idea of how to eliminate the trouble he's having. And so when you've got Trey sitting here every day listening to those ideas, and he knows what's going on with the controls, they're able to come together with a resolution that's very beneficial to the operators in their life, as well as the financial bet for the mill.
They were really pretty open from day one to change. Most of the ideas for the improvements was stuff that the operators have been dealing with day in, day out. Historically, all the turbine loads and the extraction pressure targets, that's all controlled by operators. So now, the energy control itself has a cost optimization equation built into it that looks at the live price of gas and the live price of power, and it optimizes how much electricity we're making. The real priority of the control was to make the place more stable. So it's looking at various things that could potentially shut us down, and if it detects those conditions, then it preemptively backs that turbine down.
We also changed the way we work. The old thought was if you had a job, then that's my job. And so I don't do anything outside of my job. But in our department, we set up job circles where the employees begin sharing workload and working together. You're seeing other people learn different things and get more engaged in the process, more engaged in their job. That was a change and a cultural shift. Nobody in this department would want to go back to the way that it once was, so it's been a huge improvement.
One of the great things about their story is you can tell they had a deep respect for each other, even though they had very different skills. And that really is the building block for any kind of successful teamwork. We want people with different backgrounds, different experience, because then those differences don't become dividing lines, they actually become additive to the team. They actually create these opportunities for cooperation that leads to outcomes that no one individual could have come up with by themselves.
It feels good to move things in the direction that everyone's trying to head.
We need to have people like Trey engaged in our process every day with our operators, and empowering Trey and empowering the operators to make a difference, to create value for themselves and to create value for the company. And as long as we're doing that, we'll be successful.